So it looks like the Lakers have suffered another loss to the Clippers. In the process of that, it seems like they might have, lost LeBron James for a few games as well. Now, the injury that's going around on all the sites, you can look at NBA.com, you look at pretty much any site, Yahoo, any one of them, a few other sites as well. Sounds like LeBron has another groin injury and a lower leg soreness as well, as one of the sites were saying. And it might actually be the same groin that LeBron tore or had issues with a couple seasons ago, around 2018, 2019. It might be the same situation because he had a groin injury then, I thought, that held him back from being the LeBron James that a lot of people thought he could be. As for the Clippers, they're rolling high. They're riding high against the Lakers. The Lakers just don't have a chance to beat the Clippers. The Clippers, they didn't even have Kawhi Leonard. Paul George was, efficient once again, played very well for the Clippers, stepping up how he's supposed to at times. And I've also said that, Paul George needs to step up and play like this when Kawhi Leonard's on the floor. My thing with Paul George is, I don't want to see him just play like this without Kawhi Leonard there. Even if he's not scoring at the same clip that he is, because he has to share the ball, of course, because Kawhi Leonard's there. My thing is he should be shooting efficient the way he is now, efficiently shooting 50+% from the field, 38+% from three. My point, these last several games anyway, he's been shooting like that since he's been Western Conference Player of the Week. But my point is he should be shooting efficient like this while Kawhi Leonard's on the floor, because a lot of times the problem with the Clippers is Paul George has moments where he really doesn't shoot that efficiently because he knows he can get away with it while Kawhi Leonard's on the floor, and he takes a lot of bad shots. Whereas there's some times where Kawhi Leonard wasn't on the floor or isn't on the floor, and he tries to be more efficient, take more efficient shots, and do better by his team. And that's the one thing that I noticed with Paul George that needs to change. You have to be more efficient. The way he's shooting right now and the shots that he's taking right now are shots that he can take, shots that he can make, and shots that he can make at a high level. That wing, corner on the wing right there where he takes the fadeaway jumper, that's one of PG's shots right there. That's one of his favorite spots to operate, in that little mid-range section right there on the baseline. You see what I'm saying? So that's a high quality shot for Paul George. And a lot of times, when Kawhi is in there or when they're full staff, he'll take a lot more threes and a lot more difficult shots when he doesn't have to. He can get isolation with somebody that he can take advantage of as he did with the Lakers, and find his rhythm in his spot, and then let his game, evolve from there, throughout the course of the game. And that's one thing I noticed that Paul George, kind of goes away from sometime when they're fully staffed and have Kawhi Leonard on the floor and they got everybody there. He kind of tends to take bad shots, not high quality shots. And I feel like that kind of hurts their chemistry sometime too. But if that's another topic for another day. But shout out to the Clippers. They got a big win, or should I say another win? I really can't say a big win because they just own the Lakers. The Lakers just really don't have an answer for the Clippers. They don't have the shooting the Clippers have. They don't have the scoring ability. And honestly, the fact that you have 3 top 75 players on one team and the Clippers don't have any on their team because Kawhi Leonard's not playing, since he's the only one on the Clippers that made a top 75 list, you should have found a way to beat the Clippers. I give the Lakers credit. They were down 17. They came back. Then they were down like 8. And then they came back and tied the game both times. But they couldn't get over the hump because it was just too much energy spent to, make a comeback in a game rather than, be in the game the whole time, keep the game close the whole time, and give yourself a chance to win so you don't have to use or expend so much energy trying to make a comeback or tie the game up when you have 3 top 75 players on the floor, and that should be good enough to beat a Clippers team that's Kawhi-less. I mean, really, Paul George is good. Paul George played well, all that, but still, the Clippers had 7 players in double figures, and the fact that Ty Lue is really starting to understand that Luke Kennard and Terrence Mann need to be the main 2 players that come off their bench. To give them that spark and give them that extra boost offensively and defensively, I'll say, because Terrence Mann could really, strap down defensively. Luke Kennard is not shy on defense either. He will get scrappy, he will get dirty, he will get his hand in there and cause turnovers at times, and he is very crafty how he plays defense at times, because there's times where he'll sneak and get a steal or swipe at a ball and get a turnover, and now the Clippers on the fast break, you give it to Terrence Mann on the fast break, he's dunking on somebody, and he's scoring on a fast break itself. And if they decide to have John Wall in the game, as they did at moments like that, John Wall can push the pace really fast and find somebody like Norman Powell who runs straight to the corner or the elbow for a 3, and now they starting to bust the game open with the score. You see what I'm saying? And the score and the lead is getting bigger, and that puts more pressure on the Lakers, and that's exactly what the Clippers did, and they executed that to a high level because, as I said, the Clippers have better defense, they got better offensive weapons, they can shoot the 3 better, and overall they're just a better team. I mean, especially when they're healthy. I mean, if Kawhi Leonard was there, I think they win that game probably by 15, or hell, I think they win the game by more points. I'll say that. So, the Lakers, they just really don't have a shot. They really don't have a chance. And now that LeBron James is hurt or going through a groin injury or something like that, LeBron is a lot older now, so injuries affect him more long term than they did maybe 2 years ago or 3, 4, 5 years ago, something like that. And now it really hurts the Lakers, so-called success going forward, because a lot of people had this team playing a lot better, being a lot better. Now the fact they got Anthony Davis back and all 3 of them be healthy, and Russell Westbrook coming off the bench and playing very good these last few games. But what people are not talking about, Russell Westbrook still is averaging 4 to 5 turnovers per game. Russell Westbrook is still not playing not much better than what he was. I mean, he's playing better at scoring wise, but I mean, there's games last year where he had 20 plus points and they still lost those games, and he still had 6, 7 turnovers. Same thing you're seeing now. I mean, there was a couple instances last night where you looked at the game and you saw it and you say, okay, well, Russ is playing with energy. But at the same time, there was a few turnovers there that he got, late in the game that really, put the game away to me. And it gave the Clippers the momentum. And I knew the Lakers was never going to get the momentum back. And see, shout out to the Clippers for, taking advantage of every mistake that the Lakers were making and taking advantage of the fact that the Lakers just don't have enough shooting, to contend with the Clippers. And as I said, Marcus Morris, he played good. As I said, the Clippers had like 7 people in double figures. And, Marcus Morris played good once again. I think he's been the key, really, these last few games, to the Clippers' success in regards to victories. I know Paul George has been playing great and all that, but without Marcus Morris coming along for the ride, playing pretty well himself the last few games, I don't think the Clippers win the last couple games that they played. You see what I'm saying? I just don't see that happening. And like I said, Paul George is going to get the credit because he is the star player or one of the star players on the Clippers, but at the same time, I always say when Marcus Morris plays well, for the Clippers, they usually always win because he still can play defense at a pretty decent level, even though he's a little older. But he also still has a knockdown jumper. He's also still pretty decent and lethal himself from the mid range in the post where he likes it, where Paul George likes it, and where Kawhi Leonard likes to catch the ball on the post. He's pretty decent in those areas as well. So I mean, having him play at a decent clip really makes a difference. Reggie Jackson's definitely, somebody who can definitely make a difference for them as well. He has his moments also. I need him to pick it up a little bit more. I need to see a little bit more from Reggie Jackson just because I'm used to seeing him play a lot better with the Clippers, especially what he showed last year. But I mean, of course, everybody on the Clippers played decent last night. Or it just seems like against the Lakers, everybody has a good game. 7 players in double figures. That's not something that I've seen from the Clippers a lot of games this year. There's been a few games this year where they had, about 5 or 6 of them, going double figures I've seen in the stat sheet at the end of games. But, against the Lakers, they just seem so in rhythm. They seem so, they seem like they gel so much. Against the Lakers, it look like the Clippers are the best team in the league when they play them because it looks like the Clippers have continuity. It looks like they have chemistry. It looks like they've been playing together for 10 years instead of 4 years. So, shout out to the Clippers definitely for getting the big victory. Glad they got the victory. Glad they're moving on to the next. I'm pretty sure they'll play the Lakers at least once or twice more this season. The 2 games they played have been exciting for the most part. But in the end, Kawhi or a Kawhi-less, Clippers team, they found a way to get a victory. And the Lakers are just reeling right now. And they pretty much have to hope that LeBron James is not going to suffer an injury where it's going to keep him down for X amount of time because they're just really thin right now. They really are. And the fact that you got somebody like Patrick Beverley in your starting lineup who can't shoot, who can't score really, who doesn't have a skill to me, who really can't do a damn thing. And LeBron is older. Anthony Davis just not aggressive enough. And Russell Westbrook is now coming off the bench playing the role of a 6-man, something he's never done. And it really doesn't fit him, even though he plays or he thrives better in that role for the Lakers. It still really doesn't fit him. So the Lakers are in a world of trouble once again. I think their record is 2-9. The Clippers, shout out to them, their record is 7-5. They're 2 games over 500. They're playing pretty good basketball right now. Hopefully that consistently stays alive for them. It's a long season, and the main thing for them is, regardless of how they're playing right now, nobody really needs to look at them too much right now. The main thing is, you watch them play, you watch them get better, you watch them execute, plays at a high level, watching them play and watching them get more acclimated with each other. But the main thing with the Clippers is find a way to get Kawhi Leonard healthy, because I don't really give a damn what they do in the regular season. I'm all about championship or bust, just like everybody else is. So I'm excited that the Clippers are playing better and on a little winning streak, but that's not the goal for the Clippers this year. The goal for the Clippers this year is championship or bust. So all these games that they're playing, just use it as repetition, get the rhythm, and get everybody healthy. And that's their only main goal, is to win a championship. So more or less, a lot of people are watching the Clippers now, but really the Clippers will be judged a lot more, of course, when playoff time get here. And that's what everybody's waiting for, I believe, to see the Clippers in action when it comes time to really step up to the plate and be the best team in the NBA, or be one of the best teams in the NBA and one of the last teams standing when it comes to trying to win that championship. So shout out to the Clippers. Keep doing what you're doing. Find a way to get Kawhi healthy. They were talking about him a little bit last night, Malika Andrews, saying they don't know when the timetable for him to come back is. He's doing 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s, stuff like that, but he hasn't really went back to doing 5-on-5 drills yet, because they're just conditioning his knee, trying to get his knee right. But as I said before, anybody come off of ACL is going to experience some stiffness. They're going to experience some discomfort for a little bit. But playing through it is what I always thought would be the best thing to do, because the stiffness can go away the more you play through it. If anything, keep them on the minutes restriction. Have them play 19, 20 minutes, have them still come off the bench and have them still out there contributing, because, as I said, building chemistry with a team takes time. And the only way it's really ever going to happen is if everybody everybody's available out there to play. So I hope that, Kawhi comes back sometime soon, because I definitely want to see this team fully staffed, because it's a shame to see how good this team is with or without Kawhi, and then sometime with or without Paul George, but you never really fully see them together and healthy. And this is something that I want to see of this team. I really can't judge this team or give you a full analysis on this team unless they're fully healthy, so I can see what they need to work on, what their flaws are, and all the above. Just like nobody else can. Everybody wants to evaluate this team. Everybody wants to evaluate this team, fully, due to the fact that they want to see this team fully healthy, and that's the only way you really can evaluate them. It's like hard to get a read on the Clippers when everybody's not there. So I'm glad the Clippers are winning. Definitely rooting for them. Definitely rooting for their success. Definitely playing very well right now, but I really want to, put a finger on this team when, Kawhi Leonard returns, because having everybody on the floor and seeing how they really can, go through teams and demolish teams and beat them down and really put a foot in the NBA's behind like that, and every team that they play against, that's what I want to see. And that's what I want to see, how they can, get to that level, because I really believe they can, of course, with Kawhi Leonard on the floor and PG on the floor. So, with them two being on the floor, that's what we need to see. That's what it needs to get to. The Clippers need to, give Kawhi all the assistance he needs, and they need to find a way to get him back out there, because he wants to be playing. He'd rather be playing through it. He'd rather be out there doing, his thing. And I definitely understand that. We all understand that. We all want to see him play. We love the fact that Paul George is playing well, but until the Clippers are fully healthy, then that's the only time we're really going to get a visual of what this team could really be like and what to expect from this team going forward throughout the season and entering the playoffs when it comes. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check my other videos if you haven't. And hey, till next time.